It's time to predict the scores of week 3 of this 2023-2024 Premier League season. Nathan, last week, unbelievable. You were top scorer.
Again.
A joint top scorer with two other guys with 12.5 points. One perfect score. And you shared the top of the leaders board with Joggit and SG Minor 21, who we actually met on Saturday. How that affects the overall score now in the Superbru League? Well, Yao Form MVP is at the top of the shot on 30.5 points, followed by Red Matt 215 on 29.5 points. And then, Nathan, you've moved up into third position on 29 points. So, Nathan, do you think you'll replicate those scores this week?
Well, hopefully.
Fantastic. Right, let's just jump straight into it and make our predictions for week 3.
Okay, so first up we have the hapless Chelsea, and they're coming against newly promoted Luton. Of course, Luton getting smashed in the first game against Brighton, but haven't played since. And then Chelsea were just completely woeful against West Ham, and players yet again underperforming, absolutely shocking for them. Friday night under the lights, another away game for Luton. It's on Sky as well, so I fully expect this to be a 1-1 draw, just because of how bad Chelsea have been.
Yeah, they didn't perform in their last fixture, did they? They're currently in 15th position. No wins on the board so far in their 2 matches. They missed a penalty in that match as well, and they actually conceded one through Caicedo, so and not the best to start for his Chelsea career. In this one, Luton Town didn't play last week, so 14 days or whatever it is, or 13 days without a fixture probably isn't great for them. Can Morris cause this Chelsea rearguard some problems? Possibly. However, I think Chelsea are weak now to sort of bed in their new players. Pochettino as well getting amongst them, lay down his plans, so I fully expect the Blues Chelsea to take all 3 points in this one, 2-0. We then move on to the first of the Saturday fixtures, which takes place at lunchtime, 12:30. This one's on TNT Sports in the UK. We've got Bournemouth coming up against Spurs. Now Spurs, a magnificent victory against Manchester United, although Manchester United haven't performed at all so far this season. Spurs, of course, with a draw and that win last time out. Away to Bournemouth. Bournemouth find themselves in 14th position at this early stage of the season. A 3-1 reverse against Liverpool last weekend, where they did score first. Was it Semedo?
Yeah,
in that first goal. Well, not one bad strike as well. I think Spurs coming into this one full of confidence. Of course, without Harry Kane now. Not sure if Maddison will be fit for this one. As everyone knows, he left the match last week in a boot as a matter of precaution, so he may or may not be back for this fixture. However, I think Spurs are overall probably be a little bit too strong for the Cherries in this one. I'm going to go for a narrow 2-1 away victory.
Yeah, I've gone for a 2-1 as well to Spurs. I think Areola, as we know before in La Liga, and also with the way that he took it to Liverpool as well, really does grind down, especially the teams that are expected to beat them. But yeah, I can just see Spurs narrowly edging it, because the way that they're playing under Postecoglou, especially at the start, is really promising. So yeah, 2-1. Next up, moved on to the first of the 3 o'clocks. We have Arsenal up against Fulham. Now Arsenal, perfect start to the season, of course, whereas Fulham, they got absolutely trashed last week by Brentford as well. And I think that trend's just going to continue, unfortunately. So 2-0 Arsenal. 2-0
Arsenal, yeah. It was Monday night. Arsenal grinding out that victory away against Crystal Palace. Nketiah missing a few chances, so it could have been a bit more comprehensive. After that initial win on the first day of the season for Fulham over Everton, they looked terrible last time out, where they got smashed, really, didn't they? 3-0 against Brentford at home, which really was a disappointing result. Of course, Mitrovic seeking new fame and fortune and all that in Saudi Arabia. And we know without him on the pitch, they lose more often than they win. So can the likes of Jimenez step up to the plate now and really take the goal-scoring responsibility on his shoulders? Remains to be seen. But in this one, I think Arsenal at home will have too much for this Fulham side. I'm going to go for a 3-0 home victory. Next up, we've got Brentford coming up against Crystal Palace. Brentford looking awesome so far. Not missing Tony. They sort of changed their style, or they tweaked their style of play. In Bueno getting amongst the goals. I think he scored 2 penalties thus far. Visser, a lot of people call him Visser. I think it's pronounced Visser. Getting amongst the goals. plenty of opportunities to score more than he has been scoring as well. Crystal Palace narrowly losing against Arsenal on Monday evening. Okay, they didn't create that many chances themselves, and I think they will score here against Brentford, but I think the Bees will have just a little bit too much going forward for Crystal Palace. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory to Brentford to keep up their real good start to the season.
Interesting, yeah. I mean, you got to look at it this way: a very good attack and a decent defence against a very good defence, but an attack that needs to gel a bit more. To be honest with me, even though with how well Brentford has started this season, I think they can cancel each other out 1-1. Yeah. Now, who on earth do you predict to win this one? Everton against Wolves. Both teams, shocking starts to the season. Wolves less so because of that result against Manchester United, which they did just fall a little bit short. However, what can we say about that Everton performance against Aston Villa? Completely woeful. I think it's going to be tight, but I can see Wolves just grinding out a 1-0 result.
Yeah, so Everton, no goals for, 5 goals conceded. Pickford, I'm not sure what he was doing with that, before that penalty decision. Everton, terrible defensively, you've got to say, and this is Sean Dyche in charge of Everton as well. Wolves themselves not looking great. They looked decent against Manchester United, as you said, in that first match. They could cancel each other out, but I'm actually going to give it to Wolves in this one. I think they'll get a goal. Everton, woeful in front of goal at the moment, missing chances galore. You'd expect them to put one of those chances away, but they haven't so far. So I'm going to go for a 1-0 away victory to Wolves in this one. Next, we've got Manchester United coming up against Nottingham Forest. I'm talking about woeful performances. Manchester United, what are they doing? Nottingham Forest, a good 2-1 victory over Sheffield United last time out. Man United at home, they're really strong at home. Even when they don't play well, they'll either get a draw, they'll grind something out. I think this will be close. Brennan Johnson still at Nottingham Forest. I know Brentford have sniffed around in the past and other clubs. I think even Tottenham are looking at him now. So tough match to call this one. It'll be tight, but Man United at home. I fancy the Red Devils to win this one 2-1.
Yeah, with that performance against Tottenham, I just cannot back Manchester United in this match, especially.
I think didn't they get a post in that one?
They did, but however, against the Nottingham Forest side, who have had a very, very good start to the season from their standards, beating Sheffield United, taking Arsenal all the way and being unlucky, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw here.
They are woeful away from home, especially last season.
Yeah, very true. However, I think that's going to start to turn around, and they did take it to them at the Emirates, so interesting. But anyway, moving on to the 5:30, Brighton against West Ham. This is interesting. Brighton have won their first 2 games 4-1, top of the league. West Ham have got a decent result against Chelsea. However, Chelsea were woeful. I think fortunes are going to turn slightly on this one, and I'm going to go for a 3-1 Brighton victory. I just think with the way that they're free flowing, getting it forward at the moment is incredible. And West Ham have had an inconsistent start, I'd say. For me, they did get that draw first time around as well against Bournemouth, which, well, it was a close enough match, but yeah, I just think Brighton are too superior.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory for the Seagulls as well in this one. As you say, 8 goals scored so far. That's more than double, I think, all the teams in the division apart from 3. Full of goals, full of confidence going forward. West Ham looked fairly decent and had a very good win against Chelsea. Chelsea, as we've said, their players kind of bedding in really there. So I think Brighton at home will be too strong for the Hammers, and I'm going to go for, as we said, a 3-1 victory. Next up, we got Burnley returning to action against Aston Villa. Battle of the Clarets, you could say, in this one. Aston Villa, bit of Jekyll and Hyde in the first 2 matches. Woeful in the first match, where they got smashed by Newcastle and beating Everton 4-0. But Everton look terrible, really, don't they? Villa, with the likes of Diaby, Bailey, full of pace. McGinn getting the first goal as well. Ollie Watkins, didn't get amongst the goals, but he's always a threat. Good footballer as well. So I think Villa will take all 3 points in this one. Possibly they could concede, but I think they'll keep a clean sheet up at Turf Moor, so I'm going to go for 2-0 away win.
Yeah, the thing is, at the moment, you can't exactly make a good assessment of Burnley because they've played Manchester City, weren't great in it, and haven't played since, whereas Villa They looked very good against Newcastle, but at the end of the day, Newcastle just completely overrun them in the end, and it was a good performance-ish, you could say. But ever since then, destroying Everton 4-0, they're 5-0 up against Hibernian at the time of recording. So for that reason, I'm going to go 3-1 to Aston Villa. Moving on, next up we've got Sheffield United up against Manchester City. I'm not even going to give any blurb here. 6-0 Man City.
6-0, wow.
6-0.
Okay, yeah, I don't think they'll concede against the Blades. Hamer, though, has come into Sheffield United.
He has.
He's got a screamer, didn't he, last weekend against Nottingham Forest? What a player to have in the Premier League.
Quality in the Championship.
Brilliant. But as you say, Nathan, 6-0 for you. I think the Citizens are going to win this one 4-0. And the final fixture of this game week sees Newcastle take on Liverpool live on Sky Sports, 4:30 on Sunday in the UK. Now this could be an absolute classic. Normally fixtures between these two clubs normally see a lot of goals. Both teams going forward, they've got a lot of energy and a lot of goals in them as well, as the likes of Isaac and Wilson going up against the likes of Jota, Salah, Nunez. Well, if you see there's goals in there. Diaz, if he's fit, I'm not sure if he's going to be fit. And McAllister, he's had his red card in
rightfully so. That was a disgrace.
Absolutely ridiculous refereeing decision. But this one, I think it'll be tight. Home advantage will play a part in this, and I think Newcastle, with the crowd behind them, will just edge this one 2-1. But I can see it ending up in a draw. But I will just edge it to the Magpies.
Interesting, yeah. I'm going to go just to Newcastle as well, mainly because of the way that they have been free-flowing. Man City, you can just write that one off at the moment. You can't really make an assessment on a team who plays Man City because they're just in another league at the moment. But based on the way that they've been attacking forward, they're going to go with it with a bit of energy. So overrun Liverpool's midfield, which I think could do with an extra defensive mechanism in there. They're going to fly past them 2-1.
Even though that's Szoboszlai, I can never pronounce that one. He looks actually fantastic and built for the Premier League. Good luck with your predictions this week. So let's see if you can get up to the top as you did last week, and hopefully I'll be able to catch you up, because mine, I'm not too shabby as well. Make sure you leave all your predictions as well over at the Superbru website. Link in the description, the code's in there as well. Also, leave your thoughts in the comments section as well. Who do you think do you think Newcastle will beat Liverpool, and do you think Manchester United can beat the likes of Nottingham Forest at home as well? Now, Nathan, this weekend vlogging at Cardiff City?
Cardiff City against Sheffield Wednesday. We've got to win this one, haven't we? Brilliant.
And if you haven't already checked it out, make sure you watch Nathan's vlog where we visited Leicester last weekend. It's an absolute humdinger of a match.
Aaron Ramsey, baby.
Exactly.
Amazing.
But thanks for watching once again, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
I'm taking 6 shots, straight to the face, and I wanna get lost. I'm sick of this place, don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, straight to the face, and I wanna get lost.